Today's JJK Chapter 239. A lot of people probably is disappointed because we're expecting Yuji versus Sukuna action, but we didn't get that. Instead, we got this. It started off with this girl who's running from something or someone. She's probably running from Kinjuku or running to Kinjuku for some reason. She said apparently Kinjuku is suddenly going around killing the sorcerers like he said he would do, so he's questioning what Kinjuku is doing, and Kinjuku intercepted her with this water-like curse. It's similar to do y'all watch Fairy Tail? Do you know Juvia? When Juvia drowned Lucy. It's similar to that. If you all watch Fairy Tail, you know what I'm talking about. And then the curse, when Kinjuku gets near to it, hardened, and it becomes a rock, which that's probably the curse's special ability. And when Kinjuku flicks it, the target inside the rock, the head of the target, seemingly gets shocked. I think that's what happened. It's not clear to me because it's just a bunch of spiral. Oh, before that, her hair turns into this. Her hair turns into this bullet-like projectile. That's her curse technique. It's not clear what it is. It's not shown if it has any special trait to it. It's just her hair turning into a bullet. It tried to hit Kinjuku, but Kinjuku got away. Kinjuku dodged it, and because Kinjuku dodged it and got down from the tree, the curse drowning the girl hardened and become a rock. And when Kinjuku flicked it, the rock sent some shock into the target's head. I would say it's a shock, but it's not clear. It's a bunch of spiral thing. I don't know what it is. But yeah, that's what happened. And then the girl, before she died, asked Kinjuku how does he tracks the sorcerers, and Kinjuku said as he did the idol transfiguration thing, he installed some sort of trackers into the sorcerers that awakens both the awakened sorcerers and the incarnated sorcerers. And then after that, Hosinoki arrived, and he told Kinjuku that the girl has already been long dead, so there's no point in talking. And they had some banter, some funny banter, I guess. And then they watched the live stream of Gojo versus Sukuna. It's kind of funny how Hosinoki is an incarnated sorcerer and knows how to use a phone. But I guess he has the memory of the body he's using. But yeah, they watched Gojo versus Sukuna on the smartphone, and they saw Gojo lose. They saw how Sukuna expanded this technique and killed Gojo. And Hosinoki was talking about he wanted some backup. He was planning on fighting Kinjuku, and he got here and Kinjuku didn't notice him, so maybe he was tailing him for a long time and then show himself now. But yeah, they saw Gojo got killed. Hosinoki was talking about wanting some backup to kill Kinjuku, and then Kinjuku said that ain't gonna happen because he has some curses that are protecting him. He has some barrier around him and some curses that watching all the movements of the sorcerer in Shinjuku, so that he knows when something happens he could immediately react and not get caught. And of course, also, curse manipulation technique allows the user to share the vision of the curses, so even Maki and Meimei's brother, whose technique is that boy's technique isn't clear to me, but it's some sort of being able to manipulate someone's cursed energy. Meimei's brother's technique is being able to teleport, not manipulate others' cursed energy. Yeah, that's Meimei's brother's technique. That's what Kinjuku just said. My bad. Yeah, he is able to even see them, so there's no point in trying to escape. That's what I was trying to say. So yeah, and then after all that banter, after all that kind of gag, they started fighting. And then Hosinoki, nah man, like you should have popped up now. I don't think fighting the main villain of the story is not. It's never a good idea, man. So they started fighting. Kinjiku initiated with some curses that I can't make out what they are. It's some curses, and then Hosinoki's first move is he pop out some teeth, some tooth, and make an explosion out of it. Remember that Hosinoki's curse technique is creating an explosion out of his body part. It's similar to Mr. 3 from One Piece. If y'all know Mr. 3, it's similar to that. The one that picks out his nose and makes an explosion out of his boogers. It's similar to that. So yeah, that's his first move. He pop out one of his tooth and make an explosion. It's kind of, I don't understand how this works. If it's about how big a body part is, if how big an explosion is, that's how big the body part that it has to be used. I don't really get it, but maybe that's how it works. So yeah, he tried his tooth. He created a big explosion, and then after that, a giant lizard-like curse is approaching behind him. And what he did the same move that he did to Megumi. He popped out his eye and then threw it to the curse, and then the curse just swallowed it, and the explosion didn't go off. So apparently, like that curse, that lizard-like curse, has some ability to quell some sort of curse technique. Probably inside its stomach is some similar to domain amplification. We don't know. And then that happens, and then as that's happening, some insect-like curse, some sort of dragonfly-like curse attacked Hosinoki, and those dragonfly-like curse pierced him in the neck. Because Kinjiku knows that he can use reverse curse technique, so apparently those curses prevents him to use the reverse curse technique so that he can't heal his body. It prevents Hosinoki's reverse curse technique from passing through the neck. You see, the curses are pierced through the neck. It prevents it from passing through there, so that's how it goes. Because of this, we now know that Gojo can also use reverse curse technique to heal himself, because first of all, it's hard to use reverse curse technique to repair the rest of his body, and also he can use reverse curse technique to stitch himself back together. So that's one more reason for him not to be alive. Because I'm of the opinion that Gojo should stay dead. How about you? What do you think that Gojo will be alive? And then basically he's defeated. Hosinoki is defeated. He asked Kinjiku what his endgame is, and Kinjiku's endgame is pretty much summoning something. Like he wanted all the sorcerers in the Calm game dead, and he wanted to, I don't know, and it's not clear what does he mean with merging the rest of the population to Tengen. Is he trying to create some sort of monster, like a kaiju monster? Or I know there's some theories about it, but I don't really pay attention to those. He has some sort of idea in his head that he's trying to make into reality. That's what he's trying to do. As he's stating he wants his imagination to become reality, this man arrived, this comedian. I forgot what his name is, but he's the comedian who's apparently, if he learns how to use his curse technique, he's even stronger than Gojo. So his curse technique, if I remember correctly, is like, if his imagination allows it, or if he imagines something, it can basically be reality. I believe that's how his curse technique works. Kinjiku attacked him and he survived. He probably imagined to survive that attack, so he survived. I don't know, I hope this is not another Kashimo. I hope this is actually I hope he's actually something. So yeah, overall, this chapter is good. This chapter is a simple chapter, it's a decent chapter. I know everyone, and myself included, hope for Yuji versus Sukuna chapter, but that didn't happen. Probably next week or the next week, because we still have this. But decent chapter, okay chapter. Peace. Have a nice day.